Here we have the Leo Vinci GP Corsa exhaust for the Honda Pcx 125 or 150. And we're going to put it on this 2013 150 here. This Leo Vinci Corsa exhaust is the carbon fiber model. So I'm going to start this up with the factory OEM exhaust, so we can have a baseline for what it sounds like with the old exhaust before we put in the new Corsa exhaust. So there we go. So that's the factory muffler. Pretty quiet. Under normal riding conditions you can barely hear it above the wind noise. The Corsa does have this extra sound reduction muffler. It goes in the end of the muffler. As you can see, it's pretty open. I've heard these things are pretty loud, so I'm going to install this extra little muffler piece as well. So it takes a 10mm socket with a universal adapter to get these little nuts off that hold the exhaust on underneath the bike. These 2 bolts that hold on the exhaust are 14mm, and they're pretty straightforward and easy to get to. So I misspoke a little bit. There are 3 bolts that hold the stock exhaust on. There's one at the top here that I forgot about. The Corsa GP exhaust does not have a catalytic converter, so don't throw away your stock muffler. You may need this when it comes time for inspection. So I've run into a couple of small hiccups. This piece right here, this kind of I don't know, flange piece or whatever, that's supposed to bolt up under the scooter. On the Corsa exhaust, it's loose. It's not welded down to the down tube, so it's really tricky. It's really tricky to get this thing started under there. You almost need a second mechanic to help you hold it in place and keep the flange from falling down while you get the nut started. I managed to get past that, but then I ran into this other weird thing. We've got the exhaust here with the bracket and the bolt getting ready to bolt it in right there, which is great. But then you come over here, and the bolt is too big for the bracket. This bolt will not go into the mounting bracket provided by the manufacturer. Okay, so I got out a Dremel tool here with a grinding bit, and as you can see, it burned down one side of it and I had to flip it over. But I got the bolt to fit through the bracket. Not quite as pretty anymore, but the bolt goes through now. Call me spoiled, but I like it when a part that comes from a manufacturer actually fits with the rest of the parts. It's kind of a strike against Leo Vinci in my book, but we'll continue with the installation and see what happens. Okay, final notes. This little guy right here, which is supposed to connect this part of the muffler to this part, I could not get this to stretch anywhere near far enough to connect. So still seems pretty solid. I'm not going to worry too much about that. This bolt that goes in here to hold the muffler on, like I said, I had to grind out this piece for the bolt to go through. I didn't have an Allen wrench big enough for this bolt, so I had to use the robo grips and very gently tighten that up so as not to chew it up or strip it. So we got it on. One piece had to be modified, one piece was left over. Let's see how it sounds. Definitely has a nice look. Now for the sound test of the Corsa exhaust. Let's see how loud this bad boy is.